Having compacted soils or poorly drained soils can be a real frustration in our landscape and especially in our vegetable gardens. So there's a couple of things we can do to mitigate that. But first of all, really we want to kind of determine what's going on with our soils. So if you suspect you have a drainage problem, one thing you could do, a very simple test, is to dig a hole, 6 to 8 inches around, maybe a foot deep, fill it full of water, let that water drain out, then fill it again, and then measure how much water has drained out over the next hour. If more than an inch or two is drained out, then your soils are probably draining just fine. If less than that has drained out, then you likely have compacted soils or poorly drained soils, which will really inhibit plants from doing well in that area. So a couple of things you can do to mitigate the poor drainage. One is to add, we talk about this all the time, add organic matter, add compost to the soil, kind of work that into the soil. Make sure you do that maybe a few times, and then avoid adding compaction to it. Avoid walking through that area. The other thing you can do is look for plants that tolerate wetter conditions or more compacted soils. And there are some good plants out there that do well in soils that don't drain very well. So you can do a little research, but things like black gum and bald cypress are two trees that I personally like to do well in that sort of situation. And then kind of going forward, think about how you're using that space. And, just us walking repeatedly over an area can compact the soil, especially if we have more clay, and a lot of us have a lot of clay in our soil. So that repeated walking can also help compact that soil too. So think about that, how you're traveling through your yard, how you're using that space.